What are your thoughts on the directive by the Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen to police to shoot to kill those approaching a police station in the event of protests like this?
You know, Michelle, this is a height of impunity and arrogance by the Ruto administration and people who are close to him. Kipchumba Murkomen is a young, excited cabinet secretary, full of himself because of money and power. He cannot, against the law, give instructions to police to shoot to kill. To start with, when he was in Senate, he said that the National Police Service is independent and he cannot give them directions on what to do. Then here again, he is asking the police to shoot to kill anybody within the vicinity of a police station. To start with, a police station is a public institution and members of public have every right to go to a police station. Even where you have protected areas like State House and installations of the Department of Defense, if people turn up there, you don't shoot them. You find out why they are there and arrest them if they are there for an interior motive and charge them. Again, let me tell police officers. I had Kipchumba Murkomen telling police officers to shoot people and he'll protect them. That is a lie. And they should not believe him. And I want to tell the police officers, they have seen what has happened. The police officers who tortured and killed Albert Ojwang today are in custody. They are before court on their own. They are facing murder charges. Yet the man who gave them instructions is at home doing his own things. Let me tell the police officers in our country, they are my brothers and sisters, they are my sons and daughters. Please follow the law. Don't take that stupid instruction from Kipchumba Murkomen seriously, because you shoot somebody, you'll be arrested and taken to court. And I have told police officers to be very careful. I worked with William Ruto and people close to him. They are users. They'll use you, and when things get out of hand, they'll sacrifice you at high noon. I want to urge all police officers across the country not to agree to obey unlawful orders, not to agree to break the law. And I want to guide them for the last time. The work of a police officers, I was an officer in the security sector, is guided by 4 documents that are very, very important. The Constitution of Kenya 2010, the Penal Code Cap 63, the Criminal Procedure Code Cap 75, and Evidence Act Cap 80. Those 4 documents should guide any police officer in this country. And anytime they are told to do something by their superiors, they should refer to those 4 documents. And if they find that whatever they are being asked to do is contrary to what is contained in those 4 documents, they must politely tell their seniors they are not able to do it. And if their seniors insist, they should ask for something in writing. They should ignore what Kipchumba has said. Kipchumba Murkomen is those young boys around William Ruto with a bloated ego, with a lot of arrogance, with a lot of impunity. And I had problems initially when William Ruto wanted to appoint Kipchumba Murkomen as CS Interior when we just came in. And I told him this job requires somebody a little bit mature, somebody who can be able to regulate the security sector with a bit of knowledge and understanding and calmness.
Okay, let's hold
the way he is going, we are going to have a lot of problems in the security sector.
Let's hold it there, Mr. Gachagua.
That is not the work of Rigathi Gachagua.
But you, Mr. Gachagua, are on record talking about state-sponsored goons. Where is the evidence?
The evidence is that if you see goons in a police vehicle, who owns that police vehicle? That is the state. If you see goons wreaking havoc and police are just watching, you don't need rocket science to know who has sponsored the goons. You know, if goons are wreaking havoc the whole day and none has been arrested, it's obvious who has brought those goons, because the government cannot arrest their own goons. If these goons were brought by the opposition, as they are alleging, Michelle, all of them would be custody, they would be in court. But these goons have not been arrested, and they cannot be arrested because they were brought by the state.
Let me ask, do you believe in justice for victims of the June 25th, 2024 protests first?
Do I?
Do you believe in justice for the victims?
I do.
So where were you, Mr. Gachagua, on Wednesday, the 25th of June, during this week's protests?
I was just here in the house. I was in my house here the whole day. Until I was watching on TV until they stopped the live stream.
And you showed up after, bodies were on the streets.
Yes.
Kenyans
And I didn't want to join the protests. First and foremost, during the 2024 protests, the Gen Z asked us, the leaders, the elders, to keep off the protests. And that is as it should be, because they don't want to be owned by anybody, because they are not at the direction of anybody. They are not financed by anybody. These are our young people who are bright, who are intelligent, who are innovative, who are doing their own things. I think if I had turned up in the streets on Wednesday, it would have given credence to those very ridiculous accusations that I'm the one who finances Gen Zs. I deliberately kept off because the Gen Zs had asked us to keep off. Again, I have nothing to do with it. I'm not their leader, I'm not their financier. I just support them morally. I am in support of their cause, that we shouldn't have abductions, we shouldn't have extrajudicial killings. But I had no business, going to join them in the streets, because that is their thing. And it is leaderless, it is tribalist, it is not political. It is something by our young people as part of their patriotic duty and civic duty to have the country, run in the right direction. Yes.
There have been concerns of leaders, so to speak, riding on the Gen Z wave. In fact, you have accused opposition leader, ODM leader Raila Odinga of riding on the Gen Z wave. But 1 year ago, Mr. Gachagua, you told Kenyans that police must act with force to protect property.
Absolutely.
Right?
Property must be protected. And if police had protected property, not kill protesters, protect property, protect life and property. Don't take away life, either of the protesters or of ordinary people, and protect their property. That was my position.
I mean,
and even when I was
in
in
government,
government,
saying when you see a policeman with a gun, do you expect them to kiss you?
No. What I said is that the police must use their arms to protect life and property, not to take away life. That was my position.
Right, so
and you remember, Michelle,
Mr. Gachagua, that you also said that the IG did a good job during the protests last year. So the question is,
not the Gen Z
as I
protests.
asked you whether you believe in justice for the victims of the protests,
Yes.
what changed? Other than your job title, were you wrong then, or are you being opportunistic now?
I didn't say the IG did a good job during the Gen Z protests. It's a 2023 protest. And he did a good job in protecting life and property, to make sure that property is not looted in Nairobi. And that was a good job. And even the police in this one, had they protected property, life and property, I would still say kudos. That is my position. But you do remember, Michelle, the Gen Z protest of 2024 is what created a very serious wedge between me and President William Ruto.
Right.
Because I took a very firm position that these young people should be heard and what they are saying has merit. And I disagreed with the president in a discussion between me and him, and I told him that I disapprove of use of force against young people, and I did urge him to listen to them and consider doing away with the finance bill of 2024, which he refused. And when a decision was made to deal with these young people, I disagreed. And when the president insisted, and these young people were massacred on June 25, 2024, the following day on June 26, if you remember, as deputy president, I called a press conference in Mombasa and disassociated myself from the actions of the president and the government. And I was a sitting deputy president. And I said, I don't agree. The president had said these young people are criminals. I say they are not criminals. These are our children. These are my sons and daughters. They have a legitimate concern and they should not be massacred. And that created a very big problem between me and the president, and he was very offended. And he started in earnest to embark on how to get me out of office, which he successfully did on October 18th. But that was what broke the camel's back. And I told him off, and I disassociated myself from the killing of Gen Z, and I was in office. So let nobody say that Rigathi Gachagua is siding with the Gen Z or saying they should not be killed because he's out of office. I am on record, and videos are there, that I took a position in support of our young people when I was in office. I did.
In 2023, during the Azimio demos, protesters were brutalized during the demos, and you said nothing. In fact, at the time, you supported the crackdown. Why should anyone take you seriously right now, Mr. Gachagua?
I did not support the use of excessive force. What I said, and I would repeat it any other day, the police have a duty to protect life and property, you know? And I asked IG, please protect property. And you remember what we saw on Wednesday did not happen in 2023. We asked the police, and I was in the forefront, that in any situation when there is unrest, when there is civil disobedience, when there is peaceful protest, in whatever circumstance, the police have a duty to protect life and property. That is my position. It is true as it was then, it is true as it is today. Had the police allowed the peaceful protest and then protect destruction of property from goons, we will not be speaking what we are speaking here today. I would still be saying the police have done a nice job had they protected property as they should.